Hey everyone, my name's Amanda and I'm the Fun Size Reader, and today I want to talk to you about Quicksilver by Callie Hart. All right, I caved. I'd been seeing this book all over social media. All over. It seems like everybody is reading this book. So I was like, all right, okay, I'll read it. I had no idea anything about this book. It wasn't on my radar at all. I've never read a Callie Hart book. Brand new to me. But everyone else was reading it, so I got FOMO and I had to see what the hype was about. Synopsis. This book is about a girl named Ceres. She is a thief. And she one day steals something that she shouldn't have stolen and gets into a lot of trouble. Essentially gets put to death on the spot in the queen's castle. When that happens, she happens to see a sword and wants to protect herself and pulls this sword out of the ground that it's stuck into, triggering an interworld event that causes someone from another world to show up, retrieve the sword, and take her with him. So she wakes up and finds herself in a fae world, having left everything behind and dropped into this land of magic and then having to navigate what needs to be done to get home. Very brief, basic synopsis because there's a lot that happens in this book. Okay, I'm just going to go with the star and spice rating right at the beginning, and then I'll do all the talking after. Star rating, I gave this book 5 stars. I was very in between 4 and 5 for very specific reasons. But the fact that I did think about this book for days after reading it, like it was on my mind, I kept replaying. I still am, and I read this book like 2 weeks ago. I had to give it a 5. Because clearly if I can't stop thinking about it, I'm kind of obsessed with it. It just falls right on my scale. But there are some things that I do want to point out for readers who are reading this book that I'll get into in a second. Spice rating, it is a spicy book. It is a 3 on my spice scale. That's it. Okay, I'm keeping this part spoiler free. I do want to say some things spoilery, but I'll warn you. Spoiler free, talk about this book. I can see why everyone is hyping about this book right now. So my impression of it was that it was really good. I really liked it. I really enjoyed the book. I obviously was thinking about it days after I finished reading it. I bought myself a physical copy because I read it on my Kindle. However, as I was reading the book, I was like, okay, I don't really get it in the very beginning. In the beginning of the book, I was like, what are people talking about? Why is everyone raving about this book and saying, oh my God, it's so good. Everyone read it. I could not get into it. It took me a long time. I struggled through the beginning part. Okay. Struggled through it. And then you get to a point where things change. And once things changed, I did way better. I wanted to read it. I wanted to know what happened. I was very into it, but the beginning took me a while. I know now that the beginning was important, but I struggled. So automatically that I was like, oh, this can't be 5 stars because I struggled through the beginning. Me. Okay. As I was reading, I then started to think, this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It is. It's Beauty and the Beast retelling. This girl gets taken out of her crappy life by this random fae monster guy thing and brought to this new world. There's magical shit. There's, things going on and kind of a curse-ish that she has to break. He's a monster. All this. It was Beauty and the Beast retelling. I was like, all right, cool. I didn't realize that. And then I kept reading and I was like, this isn't just a Beauty and the Beast retelling. This is a Court of Mist and Fury retelling. Sorry, I said what I said. Okay. I don't care if people disagree with me. This was a Court of Mist and Fury retelling mixed in with a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And we all know that A Court of Thorns and Roses, ACOTAR, is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Book 1, Beauty and the Beast. Book 2, Hades and Persephone. This, combo. And there were very specific things that happened in this book that directly paralleled things in A Court of Mist and Fury. I understand why everyone is freaking the fuck out about it because it gives you that replacement. It gives you that I don't know what to read after I finished ACOTAR. What do I do that gives me the same vibes? That's why everyone's freaking out about it because it gives you Mist and Fury vibes. So that being said, I really liked it. There were a lot of things that happened in the entire plot of the book. There was a lot of other stuff that was kind of war and ruin-ish. It's vibes, okay? But I do think overall, the plot was really good. The characters were great. I was very invested in the story. I was very invested in the external surrounding characters, like invested in the main characters, obviously. I love Kingfisher. It's fine, whatever. I really liked it. I really liked it. But I do think that that is the main reason why everybody is freaking out and losing their mind and saying everybody needs to read this book, is because it is very similar. It has dead on similarities that I'm not going to say in the non-spoiler section. So that is what I think is happening with this book. Now, I'm going to read the second one in October. I am going to. I need to find out what happens. So it's great. I really like it. I'm glad everybody likes it. But I did want to point that out. So if like ACOTAR wasn't your vibe, or ACOTAR was your vibe and you're looking for something else, like this is, now you know. Overall, really liked it, mildly obsessed with it. Will read the second one in October as soon as it comes out. And I had to buy my own copy, and I really was looking for this cover because this is the cover that I'm seeing everywhere. I did not want the subtle cover. No, I wanted the one with Kingfisher on the front. That's the one I wanted, and I got it. So it's now going on my shelf. I did read it on KU also, so it is available there as far as I know now. It could change in the future, not sure. Now I'm going to talk about a couple spoilers, just some things that like I wanted to say specifically. So if you haven't read the book and you don't want things spoiled for you, pause this video right here and come back and watch it later. Vampires. Seriously, this is the second book I've read this month where, surprise, vampires in a book that I wasn't expecting it to be. Where did that come from? I had no idea. That is one of the big differences between the ACOTAR series and this book was vampires. Surprise. Other than that, the things that I was talking about that I noticed specifically were the mating tattoos, the I know she's my mate before she knows she's my mate. That is common, like that's a trope, but with all of the other like similarities, it stood out to me. There was another one that now I'm completely blanking on how I thought it was very similar. I literally can't remember. I should have written it down, but I didn't. But yeah, so those were like the things that I noticed that stood out that were very similar. But the vampires totally took me off guard. I was not expecting Carrion to be important. I knew there had to be a reason why he was still around. I was not expecting him to be like the lost heir of the Fae. That was fun to find out at the end. I'm really curious what's going to happen now that she's like the vampire queen, because she is a vampire, but all the changes that happened at the end. I'm really curious to see where those go. And now we are fated mates and moving forward with that. So yay. I expect the next book to be very spicy because this one was. The whole like alchemy aspect of it was really cool. I really liked that. I liked that it gave her like purpose. But I do wonder if there are other alchemists, maybe people we've already met. Maybe is her brother Hayden an alchemist? Are they going to go back? The gods tie-in with the Quicksilver. I thought that was cool. Like there were a lot of elements that were unique and really cool and I liked. And I think that's part of why I just couldn't really stop thinking about it. It was just, there was a lot going on in it. And I really loved Kingfisher. Yeah, okay, that's it. Those are the only spoilers I want to talk about right now. Not trying to make this a super spoilery video. And the next one's coming out so soon. As always, I will put the link for the book down in the description below. If you like reading fantasy and romance books, I post reviews on my channel weekly, so make sure to click like and subscribe if you want to be notified the next time I post a video. Thanks so much for chatting with me today about Quicksilver, and I'll see you guys next time.